Welcome back to First Moveable Guitar Chords. This book focuses on 8 movable chord shapes. We're on page 15 and we're going to start looking at movable dominant 7 chords, also just known as 7th chords. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of First Moveable Guitar Chords that you can read from and write in. Plus you can help support a music teacher, so I'll leave a link in the description. At the top of page 15, we have 2 dominant 7 shapes, also known as just 7th chords, one with the root on the 6th string and one with the root on the 5th string. Let's take a look at the 6th string root first. This is fingers 1, 2, 4, and 3, and we're muting the 5th string. You can mute the 5th string with your first finger, just flatten it out a little bit so it touches that string. We're also muting the 1st string, and this will depend on your hand size and shape, but I'm muting the 1st string with the base of my 1st finger. So your fingers will be more flattened compared to when you play open chords. There's a 6th string version of the 7th chord as well. So this is finger 1, finger 3, finger 1 again, finger 2, 1, and then 1 again. So first finger is barring all 6 strings, and you're using fingers 2 and 3 for your other notes. You can use whichever shape you like. I tend to use this shape, and that's what you'll see in this book. The reason I like to use this shape is because there's no barring, and any time I can get away with not barring, I will do that. It's a little trickier to learn because there's more fingers involved, but it's a whole lot easier on the hands. Now let's take a look at the 5th string shape. So we have our 3rd finger on the root on the 5th string, and 2nd finger, finger 4, and finger 1. And we're muting the 1st string, and I'm just doing that with the pad of my 1st finger. And you're either just muting or just not playing the 6th string. So it's the middle 4 strings. And if this shape seems a little familiar, that's because it's a C7. Except we're taking that same C7 formation and muting the 1st string so it becomes a movable chord because there are now no open strings. Right under those 7th chords at the top of page 15, we have a chord finder exercise. This is just like the chord finder exercises you did for major and minor shapes. First we have a D7 on string 5. That means we need to find our D root note on string 5. That's going to be at the 5th fret. And we're going to use our 5th string dominant 7 shape. Remember, for this shape, your 3rd finger is playing the root. And make sure you're muting strings 1 and 6 as well. Then we have an A7 on string 6. So first we need to find our A note on string 6. That's also at the 5th fret. And we'll use our 6th string dominant 7 shape for that. Again, muting strings 1 and 5. Then we have a 5th string F7, so we find our F on string 5. That's going to be at the 8th fret, and again, with this 5th string dominant 7 shape, your 3rd finger is playing the root. Then we have a 6th string C7, so we find our C on string 6. That's going to be at the 8th fret, and that's with the 6th string dominant 7 shape, C7. We have another C7 on the 5th string, so now we need to find our C on the 5th string. That's going to be at the 3rd fret, and that's with that 5th string shape, which is just a C7, which you may already know as an open chord. The only difference is now we are muting the 1st string so we can move it around. Next we have a B flat 7 on string 6, so we find our B flat note on the 6th string. That'll be at the 6th fret. Because that's on the 6th string, we use our 6th string dominant 7 shape. And then we have a 5th string E flat 7. So you'll find your E flat on string 5. That's also at the 6th fret. Again, we're using our 5th string shape, so our 3rd finger is going to be the root, and we play our shape from there. Then we have a 5th string E7 shape. That should be easy to find because E is just 1 fret higher than E flat. So if my E flat was at the 6th fret, my E is going to be at the 7th fret, and that'll be with that same 5th string shape. Then we have an F sharp 7 on string 5. So we find our F sharp on string 5. That's going to be at the 9th fret, and that's another 5th string root, so we use our 5th string dominant 7 shape. And finally we have a G7 on string 6, so you find your G on the 6th string. That's going to be down at the 3rd fret, and that'll be with the 6th string dominant 7 shape. At the bottom of page 15 we have number 18. This is this B flat blues progression. Let's take a look at these chords. Our first chord is a B flat 7 on string 6. So we need to find our B flat note on string 6. That'll be at the 6th fret, and that'll be with that 6th string dominant 7 shape. Our next chord is an E flat 7 on string 5, so we need to find our E flat note on string 5. That's at the same fret, just on the 5th string. So that's the 6th fret, and because that's the 5th string root, we use the 5th string dominant 7 shape. Again, make sure you're putting your 3rd finger on that root. And then in the second line we have an F7 on string 5. F is just going to be 2 frets higher than your E flat, so your root will be at the 8th fret, just 2 frets higher than your E flat 7. I suggest first just play through those chords, cycle through them. B flat 7, E flat 7, F7. Do that a few times. And then when you're comfortable cycling through those chords, go ahead and play number 18. Play it as slowly as you need to and use whatever pattern you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. At the very bottom of page 15, we have number 19. This is a blues in D. Let's take a look at these chords. We start off with a D7 on string 5, so we need to find our root note D on string 5. That's at the 5th fret. Because that is a 5th string root, we'll use our 5th string dominant 7 shape, placing our 3rd finger on that root. And then we have a G7 on string 6, so we need to find our G note on string 6. That'll be at the 3rd fret. That's on the 6th string, so that'll use the 6th string dominant 7 shape. And then partially through the second line we have an A7 on string 6. A is just 2 frets higher than G, so if G was at the 3rd fret, your A will be at the 5th fret, and that will be with the same 6th string dominant 7 shape. As with the other exercise, go ahead and cycle through those chords a little bit. D7, G7, A7. Just get used to making those moves. And then when you're comfortable doing that, go ahead and play through the progression as slowly as you need to, using whatever pattern you like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your assignment is to practice the chord finder exercise and the 2 blues exercises on page 15, and to continue memorizing your 5th and 6th string notes as needed. Don't forget to order your own copy of First Moveable Guitar Chords. I'll leave a link for that in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 16. We're going to start combining movable major, minor, and dominant 7 chord shapes.